Welcome to week 4 as our 2-0 Tigers travel to Death Valley to take on the LSU Tigers. It's the Battle of Louisiana. First quarter action, Charlie Brooks takes the handoff up the gut and fights ahead for 9 yards. A few plays later, Brooks goes back up the middle, stumbles, and loses the ball. It's a fumble! Lewis from LSU scoops it up. It's Brooks' second fumble on the season. LSU takes over. Webb takes the sweep left, bounces off a carry, sheds the Smith tackle, and is off to the races. He powers his way to 19 yards. Drive a stall, and it would lead to an LSU field goal. GSU takes back over. Austin in the gun, drops back, and hits Clark on the curl for a gain of 12. Then Brooks takes the handoff, drops his shoulder, and picks up 10 yards. Next play, Austin from the gun again, steps up in the pocket, and throws a gorgeous pass to Pate for 13. 2 plays later, Austin goes back to the air, this time throwing a dart to Bradford across the middle for the first. Then Will Higgins takes the counter right, follows his blockers, gets upfield, drops his shoulder, and picks up another 14. The drive would stall, and Gordon comes on to kick a chip shot, but he pushes it right. No good. LSU takes back over. And the Bayou Bengals come out running. Webb takes the counter right, gets great downfield blocking. Stiff arm Smith hurdles Nichols and gets brought down after a gain of 23. Then Webb goes back to the ground, shedding the Bridgewater tackle, turning upfield and picking up another 13. 2 plays later, LSU still running hard. Edwards highly muscles his way to a gain of 13. Later in the drive, McMillan with the drop back tries to scramble right, but Josh Carey is there to get the sack. What a play by the linebacker. 3rd and long for LSU. McMillan tries to set up the screen, but Carey picks it off and is off to the races. 2-5 goes 70 yards to the house, giving GSU the 7-3 lead. The sophomore definitely showing off his playmaking skills. After an LSU 3-and-out, Austin goes back to the air. He tries to force a pass across the middle, but is picked off by White, and he returns it back to the 35-yard line. Then Webb continues his big first half, taking the sweep left, finds a crease, and gets dragged down just shy of the goal line. 1st and goal LSU, Webb takes the sweep right and gets tackled down at the 4-yard line. 2nd down, Webb tries to bounce it to the outside, but Bridgewater tackles him for a 1-yard loss. 3rd down, McMillan keeps the option up the middle, but Freeman makes the touchdown-saving tackle. LSU settles for 3. GSU takes back over. Austin drops back and hits Clark on the outside again, this time for a gain of 15. Next play, Austin goes back to the air, throws it up before the blitz can get to him, and Bradford comes down with it after a 19-yard pickup. Then Brooks takes the handoff up the middle, hits the hole, and picks up another 10 yards. Later in the drive, the turnover bug strikes again. Austin is picked off for the 2nd time by Lewis. Turnover number 3 for GSU. And here comes LSU. McMillan drops back and has tons of time and connects with Davis across the middle. He shakes Bridgewater and turns up the speed. McConnell trips him up after a 32-yard gain. Then McMillan throws a quick out to Dillon. He sheds the Smith tackle, turns up the sideline, and is pushed out after a gain of 11. Next play, Webb takes the sweep left, finds a crease, and gets great downfield blocking and walks into the end zone. LSU takes the lead. But GSU shows off their running game. Austin keeps the option right, cuts it back inside, and picks up 7. Then Austin goes back to the air. He throws a dart to Rob Bradford across the middle for 18. A few plays later, Austin drops back again and hits Bradford on the outside. He shows off his power and fights ahead for 10 yards. Later, Austin shows off his touch. He throws it up into the end zone, and Chad Terrell, the transfer, comes down with it. Grambling State regains the lead. LSU takes over before the half. McMillan hits Dillon on the check down. He makes a cut and picks up 16. Then with 20 seconds left, McMillan drops back. He tries to scramble out, but Josh Carey and Big Cam Richardson are there to bring him down for a 1-yard gain. LSU tries to set up for the field goal, but Coach Hobbs calls a timeout to freeze the kicker. The Bayou Bengals trot back out for the kick. The kicker sets up. He kicks it, but pushes it right. No good. Sending Grambling State up at the half, 14-13. Austin has to cut down on the turnovers and get the running game up and going. The defense has played great. Let's see if they can keep it going in the second half. GSU starts the second half on the ground. Higgins goes up the gut and spins his way to 8 yards. Then Austin keeps the option right, cuts it up the middle, follows his blockers, and picks up 14. Later in the drive, Austin drops back again, steps up and lobs it up deep to Chad Terrell. And look at the catch over the DB. 27 yards later, 1st and goal. What a catch. Then Will Higgins walks into the end zone from 4 yards out. Grambling extends the lead, 21-13. LSU looks to answer. McMillan keeps the option right. Bounces off of one defender and another, but Jason Brown comes and cleans up the tackle for no gain. Then McMillan goes to the air. He connects with Stevens across the middle, and the wideout picks up 18 in the first. Next play, McMillan keeps the option right. He finds some space, bowls over Bridgewater, and gains 11. But the G-Men's defense turns up the pressure. McMillan drops back. He tries to scramble out, but gets sacked for a 1-yard loss. LSU tries to set up for another field goal, but the kick is short and it's no good. Grambling State looks to blow the game open. Austin hits Higgins across the middle. He spins his way to a 1st down. Then Austin drops back and hits Gunn on the outside. The sophomore connection picks up 14. A few plays later, LSU sends the blitz, but Austin gets rid of it quick to Bradford for a 1st and goal GSU. Next play, Charlie Brooks bowls his way into the end zone. Black and gold are now up 15. Start of the 4th, McMillan comes out throwing. He hits Stevens on the out and is pushed out of bounds after a gain of 10. Then on 3rd and 3, Webb tries to go up the middle, but the G-Men defense tackle him in the backfield for a loss. But on 4th down, LSU goes for it. Webb finds a lane and is off to the races. Josh Carey makes the TD-saving tackle. 2 plays later, Webb takes the sweep left, tries to turn the corner, but Josh Carey lowers the boom, and it's a fumble. G-Men dive on it and recover it. Grambling State looks to put the game away. Higgins takes the counter, bounces it to the outside, and is pushed out after a huge gain of 21. Then the CB23 truck would get going. He goes up the middle, finds a hole, and picks up 9. Later drive, Brooks gets it again, goes up the gut, weaves through traffic, and picks up another 14. Then Will Higgins would get his 2nd touchdown on the day, and Grambling State gets their revenge after their only loss last season. 35-13 is your final. Phil Austin finished 17 of 26 for 190 yards, 1 touchdown, and those 2 interceptions. On the ground, Charlie Brooks continues to dominate, 24 carries for 144 yards and 1 score. Will Higgins carried the rock 12 times for 77 yards and had 2 end zone visits. Out wide, Rob Bradford caught 8 balls for 82 yards, but big shout out to Clark, Terrell, Gunn, and Higgins. They each caught 2 passes on the day. On defense, Josh Carey was all over the field, 13 tackles, 2 sacks, and a pick 6. Brian Smith was 2nd on the team with 11 tackles. And shout out to James Herron, he had 2 sacks on the day. What a showing by the G-Men's defense, hold that LSU offense in check. Our Tigers move to 3-0 on the season and move up in the rankings. Now it's time to get ready for conference play as the South Alabama Jaguars come to the hole. Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you smash that thumbs up button, subscribe if you're brand new, and don't forget to hit those links down in my description and follow your boy on Twitter, IG, and Facebook at Big C Got Game. Coming up in the Tigers Den podcast, we'll look ahead to our matchup with USA and update our recruiting board. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day. 2 fingers in the air. Peace.